What up, fam? So I have something special, Brickmania's M777 and MTVR. Now this set came out at a perfect time for me because for a while Afghanistan kind of weighed heavily on my heart, and a lot of my friends felt the same way, and I felt like what we did over there was kind of pointless. But now, right now, I don't feel like that way anymore. But when I woke up and this set was announced and I saw the images online, let alone the figure that was included, I felt a little better. And this is why. It made me remember that the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, everyone who was along with the ride, we kicked ass. We pushed the Taliban off the game map. Now, it wasn't the military that lost the war, it was the politicians, just like any other conflict that has happened since World War II. The military always does their job, and the politicians failed to uphold whatever they were supposed to do, and then we just lose. Beside the point, I feel much better. Thank you to everyone who reached out to me. Thank you to all my friends and family who are listening to this, and thank you, Brickmania, for coming out with this set, let alone you, George, and Justin, for helping them out. So this is the M777 MTVR, and this is what I did. Now, I wasn't a cannoneer, I was a radio operator for an artillery unit representing November Battery 514, aka Nacho, one of the hottest gun batteries out there in the Marine Corps. Just letting you know right now, we were the first Marine artillery unit to take names in Afghanistan during the initial push of the Helmand Province back in 2009. I'm excited to look at this, so let's open this up. So here is Brickmania's M777 MTVR Mark 23 155 Mike howitzer and cargo truck. Vehicle plate: this is Brickmania's M777 MTVR Mark 23. Description is a 155 Mike howitzer and cargo truck designed by George Hicks and Justin Haun. BKM number 8060, skill level 3 to 5. This set contains 922 Lego Brick Arm and Brickmania elements, plus 2 custom minifigures, and I'm one of them. Monochromatic image, and let's open this up. And I got set number 1, fresh from the line. The first one out of the line I get to play with, so let's open this up. Biker Shank. I need to clean this. Brickmania box, and like always, winners aren't born, they're built. Thank you for supporting Brickmania, Daniel Siskin, Commander-in-Chief. Ooh. And we have the canvas cover, blueprint instructions, and here are all the Lego and Brickmania elements. And here are all the printed pieces to include. Come on, turn your face, man. Ugh. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna take them out. All right, I'm gonna get to building this like right now.
George Hicks, otherwise known as George Go Boom on Instagram. Production manager for a local rock quarry, and I got George Go Boom because when I first started, I used to play with dynamite all the time. I did all the blasting and blew up the rock. Went down a rabbit hole, found the M777, and then I remember you talking about that you used to help out on an M777. I'm like, man, this would be awesome to try to build. There were no blueprints online. I had to find a 3D model and scale off of that, and then I just started putting pieces together, and it took me probably a good couple weeks on and off to get it the way I liked it. You were excellent in helping me make sure we got all the final details just right, especially on the truck. I wanted to make sure it was up armored just the right way, and Justin helped out a lot on getting everything the way it looked.
Him and I both were going back and forth, and then we're pitching, just throwing ideas out there, and then we just went back and forth between them to get it right.
The first artillery piece, I wasn't sure exactly what I was getting into, and I was really wanting to capture it.
I put my turret, that design kinda from my Humvee onto the vehicle, as well as the front doors and the windshield, and then the rear armored part for the troops. So that was kind of, we went back and forth between what would look better, and we came to the design that we have now.
So here is the M777 plus MTVR plus 2 custom minifigures. Now this truck wasn't easy to build. You can see right here, it is kind of loose because I keep moving it from places where it is a little fragile. Oh, I'm not even gonna touch this thing right now. I think because in certain areas of this truck, it's just only held together by a couple studs. The front right here is being pushed against this wall of the truck, which is only held together by like 6 studs and or a piece right here, and as well as the back and these mud flaps in the bottom of the truck are only held together by these single studs, and these steps are only held together by 1 stud. So if you were to have a little bit of pressure in this area, it will come off. That being said, the slope and the slant of the passenger side of the up armored 7-ton is really accurate. The look of this thing and design of this truck outweighs the durability capability of it. The front of the truck looks just like you were going head on with a 7-ton. Now the drivetrain, I did not expect for them to do. It's nice to know that George did not leave this portion of the truck, because one of the biggest things about this thing is how powerful it can pull. It says a lot about this truck, and it's nice to see this portion or this design in this vehicle. I kind of messed with this so many times, I know exactly where to pick it up without destroying it. Oh no. And if I were to pull these apart, which I don't want to because of how fragile this is, you can actually fit some minifigures in there facing outwards as if this was a real thing. I love this detail portion right here with the snorkel and exhaust and the turret above that Justin added to the truck. This is something you just don't mess with. Now I was wondering how they were going to do this, the windshield of this truck, because it has a very distinctive look, and they captured it well by doing a real print over these clear translucent pieces, as well as a print on the side of the vehicle, George's homage to the United States Marine Corps and the set number. This vehicle on its own looks really, really good, and I'm very happy to how it came out. Yes, it was difficult to make, but in and itself, a great design, great look, and I'm happy to actually have it in my collection. And size comparison to an actual person to the truck versus a Lego minifigure to the truck is really accurate. I am confused with this because what I'm familiar with is that this is a ramp to come down so you can walk down like steps. Maybe this is an MTVR that I'm not familiar with. This is where you would hook up the M777. As you can see here, you would have to kind of take that apart. Maybe I built that wrong, but that's where you would tow it. Now if I were to take this portion off, I will be able to attach this 3D printed muzzle brake. But now I don't want to take this apart again because, well, I've done it a bunch of times and I just don't want to take it apart. But the M777, just like the real thing, can be towed and brought down into position by spreading its legs, just like the real thing. So here's the beauty of it all. The M777 with the legs all spread, the spades on the back, the simulated sights on both sides of the M777 to include these steering wheels, which would be used to maneuver the M777 to aim properly, both up, down, and will side to side. Now this portion on this side is what I'll be normally working with, which would have the display and the radio, and it is missing an antenna, which I was kind of hoping it did have, but it's okay. The antenna would go up this way because there is a radio in here for us to be able to communicate with the gun digitally instead of using wire. But you have a simulated breech, so this is where the round would go in, which would have been pretty nice to have some 3D printed rounds. And we have Nacho printed in the front of the barrel of the M777, representing my battery that served in Afghanistan. And last, we have the 3D printed muzzle brake that pretty much brings this whole thing together. Without this distinctive look, you really wouldn't have this cannon be completely looking how it's supposed to. Now this set comes with 2 custom minifigures. This guy right here is carrying the printed CDS display that'll be used to be able to follow orders and maneuver this M777, not automatically, just pretty much tell it where to aim, go, what to fire, how to shoot, blah 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 blah. It's like a really cool controller, not necessarily a remote control. But this guy though is me.
That is supposed to be Shy. That was a request that Lando and I had talked about. I think that was in my trip up there back in end of June. I said, we've got to do Shy for this kid no matter what. I don't care.
He has my look, and Slam definitely did a good job, particularly getting my armor the way it is set up, how I went to Afghanistan. And like I said, this set means more to me than anyone else would know. It came at the perfect time, especially this minifigure, seeing him in an actual display in which I can actually hold and touch. So altogether, we have the M777, we have the MTVR, and well, these 2 custom minifigures I am happy to have in my collection.
I hope everybody that bought the kit enjoys it. I know looks like it might be a little difficult to put the truck together, but stay tuned for quite a few more other things I've got coming out. All
right, so let me know what you guys think. Thank you, George, Justin, Mary, Slam, and the rest of the BKM team for making this set a reality. And if you made it with me all the way to the end of this video, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you on the next video. All right, guys, peace.